So you found yourself on Needlepoint TikTok and don't know what to do next. You've come to the right place. Hi, my name is Kelsey and I own Canvas Queen Needlepoint here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's talk about accessories. You've got your canvas, you've got your threads. Let's talk about the fun stuff. First up, stretcher bars. You don't know what stretcher bars are? They are wooden bars that come in packs of 2 in different sizes so that you can mix and match. So for example, if you had an 8x8 canvas, you would buy 2 different packs of the 8s. I have here with me a set of 8s and a set of 10s. So this would grow great for an 8x8 canvas. And this is what it looks like when it is formed together and a canvas is put on it. In order to get your canvas onto the stretcher bars, you have to have brass tacks. These tacks come with a little blue crowbar that helps you get the tacks off when you're finished with your project. And you will not be using every tack on your bars. I would say that I can have a pair of tacks last me about 4 different projects, sometimes 3 depending on the size of them, but they are great for using across multiple projects and they can be reused just like the stretcher bars. A great money saving tip is keep your stretcher bars when you're done, write with a Sharpie what size they are, keep them all rubber banded together, and when you visit the Needlepoint store, pull them out to see if you already have the right size when you buy future projects so that you have to buy the same size again. Same thing with tacks, bring your tacks in so they can use them on other projects and not just the one project that you started with. This is what a canvas looks like when it's on stretcher bars. It is pulled nice and tight. Some people stitch what's called in the well where the canvas will be like below the stretcher bars, but I always put my canvas on top. It's pulled nice and tight. It's beautiful. It really protects the integrity of the canvas and it also makes for a good stitching experience. Like I love to just pop out my canvas, pop it against my tummy and sit here and stitch like this. It also keeps your canvas from warping. Here is a canvas that was stitched without stretcher bars, and as you can see, it is severely warped. Now this can be fixed through a process called blocking, but that takes a lot of extra time and sometimes extra money depending on your finisher. You can see how warped this is, and I personally just don't like stitching in hand. I feel like it's cumbersome. I feel like you have to bend the canvas. I feel like your hands end up getting all over it when the oils from your finger kind of I don't know, stretcher bars are good, okay? Just trust me, stretcher bars are so good. When you walk into a Needlepoint store and they recommend stretcher bars, I promise they are not trying to upsell you. I always tell our sweet friends who come in, like, hey, I'm not trying to just make more money. Like, I want you to have a great experience. And to me, stretcher bars are the best experience. Other accessories that you're gonna need is a little pair of scissors. We sell lots of different colors here in the shop. These are great little snippets. They are TSA approved. They have a little safety on them that doesn't fall off, and so you can cover it up. These are very sharp, but they are great for cutting your thread, for cutting your tails, all the things. Definitely need a good pair of scissors in your accessories bag. We also love a good needle minder. I love having a needle minder on my canvas. For one, ease of storing my needle, but for 2, it's just fun to look down at your canvas and have a little needle minder on it. So we have tons of different options here at Canvas Queen. Here's one example. It says Proud Swiftie. We have this one that has been very popular. It's the Real Housewives of Needlepoint, and then a cute Ina Garten one. And again, just it goes in the corner of your canvas and your needle will just stick right there to it. These are not have to haves. These are definitely just nice to haves. However, I will say if you're using stretcher bars like I told you to do, it'll be almost impossible to store your needle within the canvas because it's pulled so tight. You won't be able to like bend the canvas to get that needle stored in there. So we really recommend getting a needle minder if you do get stretcher bars, which get the stretcher bars, like I said. But this is a fun way to kind of like zhuzh up your canvas with a fun accessory. And the last and one of my most favorite tools and accessories is the Snag Nabbit. Again, not a have to have, but I would say it really is a have to have because it is like one big long needle where one end is very sharp and the top side is textured. And what this is great for is if you've had any kind of lumps or bumps in your stitching, that happens a lot if you don't let your thread unravel every so often, or you just get little snags. I don't know if you can tell, but this little piece right there is snag. I don't know if you can tell that, but this would be a great thing to use the Snag Nabbit on, and you just stick that needle through, pull it through the backside, and that snag is nabbed. These are just some of our favorite accessories. Of course, there's dozens more, but this is kind of what we feel like beginners and really any stitcher should have, and we always recommend to our sweet friends who come into the shop. Stay tuned for more beginner needlepoint tips.